Alright, so it's been a while since I have done a video. I really wanted to do a review video on this thing. I've had it about 5 years now, and just wanted to go over some of the things, some of the issues I've ran into during that time, and some of the quirks that it has. It's got about 2,200 miles on it now, with 220 hours. And just kind of a stipulation here, we do not do strictly mud riding with this thing. So it's mostly trail riding, mountain riding. We do most of our riding up in the Cold Creek area. So it sees a lot of rock and rough terrain more than mud. First off, when the dealership was delivering this thing, they lost the seat going down the road. So they had to order me a new seat. And then the new one continued to come off while you was riding. So to fix that, I take a little Dremel drill, I don't know if you can see it, and had to notch this out. It was flat here from factory. Apparently both seats was, the original and the new one. So you take a Dremel and just notch this out to where it will actually clip onto this. If you can see that. So it'll clip onto this and hook in there. So that was the first issue. Next, this ain't a Can-Am thing, but RJWC, not too long after I got them on, the brackets on it, these welded brackets on one side, I don't remember which side it was now, but the weld broke here, and eventually it broke completely off and split. So I reached out to RJWC, and they actually sent me two new mufflers, two new exhaust, a whole nother kit. And they have changed the bracket, the design of the bracket, from the time I had ordered the original to the new set, and it wasn't that long. So, but they did honor it, and that was good. What else? Oh yeah, so I had to install kind of an oil catcher. It's just a 1-inch flex tubing with a PVC cap in here, and I've hose clamped it in there so I can take it off and drain it out if I need to. But it's on the air box. It's attached to the air box drain tube or vent. I don't know what you call it, but it's on the air box, and the Outlanders actually have a long tube, not quite this long, but they actually have one. It comes on those, at least the XMRs they come on. But this XXC, it was a short cap up on the bottom of the air box. And what ended up happening is riding in the steep mountains on those on them steep grades and getting in ruts and stuff and getting off cambered. The thing was actually tipped, I guess, to the right a little bit coming out of those ruts, and we was that way for an extended period of time. And it actually ended up dumping oil back into my air box out of the engine vent, and started smoking real bad. So not a huge deal, but it is something that we had to put on there to hopefully mitigate that in the future. I did end up having a couple of issues with my key switch. The way Can-Ams work, you really don't turn the key switch on to wake it up. You actually just turn the kill switch on and start them. And every now and then, when you do that, it won't start. You'll have to actually turn your key to get it to make connection, and then hit start. And what I found was it would actually give me an error message too on the screen that would say that key not recognized. So what I ended up finding was there's a wiring harness that goes over the chassis right in this area, just under this main plastic, and you have to remove this main plastic to even find it. It doesn't show up when you just take your air filter cover off. And the wires had the jackets on them had gotten rubbed through, and there was a short there. So I had to fix that. What else? Okay, this is the major one. So when I was getting in deep water or deep mud, whatever, if it happened to be that case, but after I'd get out and go to hammer on the throttle, it would go into limp mode and tell me that oil pressure, something to do with oil pressure low, that's what it was. And so I'd been chasing that for a while, and what I ended up doing, the oil pressure sensor is right under this black cover right here, and right where the wire goes into that sensor, it's just a single wire goes into a sensor. I ended up packing silicone in there with a little flathead screwdriver. Just keep packing it in there, and I let that sit, and I haven't had that issue anymore since then. I think that is all the issues. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been a great unit. Oh, I did have to, as far as changing out parts wearing out on this thing, I haven't had any bearings, any oil seals, tie rod ends, nothing. Nothing's wired on this thing except for the U-joint on the rear main prop shaft. I did just change it out here before this last ride. So somewhere around 180 hours maybe was on the unit when I done that. But yeah, other than that, it's just a super stout machine. No major issues. Like I said, just chasing those little quirks down and working out the bugs. Hopefully coming up I'll do an actual detailed video of the things that I've added to it, and kind of go over that. If y'all see something on here that you want to know more about, just drop that down in the comments, and I'll see if I can't throw a video together in detail of what I've done to it. Till next time.